What up, YouTube? So check this out. If I comb my hair just right, you can't even tell I have trichoteria. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. I want to give a shout out to Will Abel, as well as a shout out to Teresi DS, and a shout out to Tina Sardo, a shout out to Cloudmass99. I'll give a shout out to Mung Dahl and Brienne. And also, let's see, a shout out to Aiden Schaffer. Also a shout out to Hair Metal Rock and Roll Masters Brain Dead, excuse me. So people keep asking, or one person asked, who the hell is Skippy Jim? That's just one of my expressions that I use. Kind of like when people say, well, here's the deal, you know. That's kind of like my way of saying, here's the deal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Smoking on some of that Captain Black cherry pipe tobacco. But, yeah, my hair looks pretty good right now. I don't know if I comb it just right. You can't even tell. I've gotten this shampoo. I got this shampoo that's supposed to thicken up my hair, and it seems to be doing the trick quite nicely. A couple people on my last video were saying that I should not repress my sexual urges, that it's not good for me. Well, even if I wasn't repressing my natural urges for some good pussy, it's not like I have a choice right now, you know? Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, it's not like I'm choosing to repress them, it's just that I'm being repressed for it, you know? You know, women don't really, they do acknowledge my existence, but it's not, you know, it's kind of like, oh, he's there, you know, kind of thing. But at least women acknowledge my existence, YouTube. That, for me especially, is a plus. Repressing my sexual urges just because I get rejected every time. You know. It'd be much easier just to not try. Instead of repressing my sexual urges, it'd make much more sense to just not try. You know. But my only argument, really, YouTube, and this is a pretty legit argument to make, is that I'm a fairly attractive young man, okay? I have my attractive qualities, you know, my gift with music and what have you. So why is it then that I struggle with dating? And, you know, I really don't have any money to do anything anymore anyways, so that could be a contributing factor. When you don't make enough money to actually go out and do stuff, you know what I'm saying? That that kind of hurts your chances, you know. Yeah. And, you know, whenever I could afford it, I would go to the bar. And, you know, I've always enjoyed going to the bar, you know what I'm saying? You go in there for a couple drinks, some good food, some atmosphere, you know. But lately it's been like, if I want to fucking drink, I'll go to the liquor store and drink here, you know what I'm saying? Just because I can smoke while I drink. The stupid smoking ban in Casper. Basically every bar in town is now non-smoking. Which, you know, that kind of pissed me off because, you know, back in the day before the stupid smoking ban was made into effect, back in the day, Casper, Wyoming, okay, you had some bars that were smoker friendly. And then you had some bars that were not smoker friendly. And I kind of thought, you know, that's fair. If you're going to say that people are allowed to smoke tobacco in bars, then, you know, make some of the bars smoker friendly and some of the bars non-smoking, you know. That way, if people want to have a cigarette while they enjoy their beer, they can go into this bar, you know. Or if they don't want to deal with the smell of cigarettes, then you go to this other bar, you know. And that way, everybody, you know, that way everybody was happy, you know what I'm saying? But this basically just sprung out of, you know, Casper government officials, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They were bored as fuck, looking for something to do. Oh, I know, let's make it so people can't smoke in bars anymore. So now, if I want to go to a bar and smoke, I have to go all the way to Mills or Evansville to do it. And, you know, I'm sure there are nice bars out. I'm sure there's some awesome bars out there. But I can't justify going that far out just to have a drink when I can go to the nearest liquor store, buy some booze, come here, drink, pass out, and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? But once that smoking ban was in effect, as a result, the sandbar got shut down. And, you know, I liked the sandbar. It was cool, you know. I like going to quarter beer nights. You know, that was a big part of my Thursday nights. If I had the money to go to quarter beer night, I love going there and getting riggedy wrecked, son. You know what I'm saying? But then, ever since the sandbar shut down, you know, I haven't been in a bar since the sandbar shut down, and that was like several months ago. You know. So, you know, I'm just grateful that Frosty's didn't shut down, because that would have really sucked, you know. There's a couple bars I'll fuck around with in the area, just because, you know. And I like Frosty's Bar and Grill. They're awesome. They make a pretty good burger. I like the Wonder Bar. The Wonder Bar is extremely haunted, and I think the ghosts at the Wonder Bar seem to like me. Because I go in there and I'm like, here's to the spirits behind the counter and to the spirits who reside in the building. Cheers. And, of course, that's me toasting the ghosts in the bar and what have you. And I like Jim and Karen's. You know, if I go there, I'll go there for karaoke night. Which I haven't been to Jim and Karen's. I haven't been to any bar in quite some time, really. I would go to Jim and Karen's more often for karaoke night, but man, they're expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like a once in a while thing, kind of thing for me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I've actually been meaning to go to Frosty's anyway. I want to do a food review from Frosty's for my YouTube channel. Unless, of course, they say, you can't film in here. I'd be like, okay, that's cool, whatever. I'll share a story with you. One time before the sandbar had closed, I was in there one night having a couple drinks, and this very snotty bartender looked at me and she goes, "You better knock your demon talk off because we have the right to refuse service to anyone." And I said, "Well, what about freedom of religion?" And she goes, "Well, we have the right to refuse service to anyone. If you don't knock your crap off, we're not going to serve you drinks." That's pretty much what she didn't say it in those exact words, but that's pretty much what she said. So, me being the smartass that I am, I walk over to the jukebox and I pick every song that I can that has a reference to hell in it. AC/DC, Hell's Bells, AC/DC, Highway to Hell, stuff like that. And I made some smart remark. I said, "I wonder if the jukebox will get denied service for talking demon talk." Right? Well, the second time I had to deal with her, I remember when the sandbar used to do karaoke night, and I might have been like 30 minutes late showing up, but I went there to have a couple drinks and sing some songs. And I'm waiting for karaoke night to start, and that same snotty bartender was there, and one lady had asked, "Hey, how come you're not doing karaoke night?" And the lady that asked the question, she was very polite with asking her question, but the snotty bartender in question was like, "Oh, because not enough people showed up." I looked at the bar, and there was enough people there to start karaoke night, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. And her response to that lady's question was just unbelievably snotty. And I mean unbelievably snotty, right? Well, we fast forward to the very last night, at the very last quarter beer night at Sandbar, and that very same bartender is there. That very same snotty lady was there. And I was kind of drunk at the bar that night, I'm not going to lie. But she walks up to the counter, okay, and she ordered a couple of liquid marijuana shots. And then she was told that you no longer work here. So she might have just gotten fired, or maybe she was fired, I don't know. But I was drunk, and she was ordering the liquid marijuana shots, okay? And because she said marijuana, I chuckled. I was laughing. And she turned right around, and she immediately recognized me, and she literally said, "You, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here," and started getting real nasty and intimidating. And I just looked at her and I laughed even harder. And I took the high road on that. She's like, "You, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here." That's literally what she said to me that night. And I could have looked at her and said, "Why don't you fucking make me, you stupid cunt?" I could have looked at her and said, "Why don't you fucking make me, you don't work here anymore." I could have tore this bitch a new asshole, man. But I'm like, nope, I'm going to savor the fact that right now she's being a bitch, and I could just laugh it off. And there were people in the bar that night who saw what she was doing, and I just laughed it off and continued on drinking like whatever, you know what I'm saying? And out of the corner of my ear, I hear people say, "Man, she's rude." And then right as I was about to leave the sandbar I was going to step out, light up a cigarette, and I was plenty drunk that night. I had my fill. The bar was jam-packed, and I had a hard time getting to the door. So I held my cigarette in the air, and I'm trying to squeeze through the crowd. And this unbelievably smoking hot, we're talking unbelievably smoking hot woman, okay, she goes, "Hey, he's trying to get through to smoke a cigarette. Watch out, people." And she was very polite about it. And then, of course, she grabbed my hand and then helped me get through the crowd. And I'm like, "Thanks very kindly, dear." And then I walked out of the bar and I'm like, So I remember my last night at Quarter Beer Night. It was epic. It was epic. mm. You know, I remember the first time I encountered this snotty ass bartender. She was like, "Your demon talk is hurting our business." Oh, but I could have said, actually, what's hurting your business is the shitty reviews you're getting online. But, I didn't say that because, I felt that would have made the situation worse. I'm like, you know what? That's just the problem with with the society we live in. Is if I would have been talking about Jesus and Christian bullshit like that, nobody would have cared. They would have been like, "Oh, have at it, freedom of religion, sure, why not." But because I don't follow that bullshit, and because the talk of demons and magic intimidates people because they often fear what they don't understand, you know. And I don't want to walk into a bar and then have her standing behind the counter. Because I'd be like, oh, fuck me, it's her. Which I don't think I will, and if I do, and she's rude to me, I'm like, where's your manager? You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fucking bar, people, okay? There were people around me at the bar that night, the first time she gave me shit about that. There were people around me at the bar cussing up a storm, fuck this and fuck that, left and right, you know? Oh, but my demon talk was so offensive. Well, then there was that night I was at the sandbar at Quarter Beer Night, and this group of girls had come in, and one of them definitely caught my eye. She had this gorgeous long black hair, and I was just like, ah. In the back of my mind, I'm like, ah. But in the reality, I'm like, go up and talk to her, offer to buy her a drink or play a game of pool with her. Just do something, man. Don't just sit here like a dumbass. Yeah, I'm checking her out from across the room, and I'm like, don't stare at her, you'll creep her out, So I look back down at my drink, and I'm like, whatever. But then out of the corner of my eye, I catch her staring at me back a little bit, and then she does the thing where she looks at her friends, and they all giggle like schoolgirls, ha 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 ha. And I think to myself, just go up, ask her if she wants to play a game of pool. That's all you gotta do. Or even offer to buy her a drink. Just do it! Come on! You have the courage to post videos to the internet to make fun of you on a daily basis, but you can't go up and ask a girl if you can have the pleasure of buying her a drink. What the fuck is wrong with you? And of course, typical me, I ended up not doing jack shit. Yeah. Because most women will tell you, if they go into a bar to have a drink with their friends, they don't want some sleazeball hitting on them. Even though I'm not a sleazeball, I'm just saying, I'm just fucking saying. Excuse me. Looking back on it now, I kind of wish I would have asked her to play a game of pool with me. Because based off her body reaction, she wasn't repulsed by me at all, And I'll never know what could have been, YouTube. Although next time, if I'm in a next time if I'm in a bar and I see a cute girl I want to talk to, fucking what's the worst she could say? Fuck off, you creepy autistic pervert, googly-eyed, lazy-eyed fuck. You know. Although, in hindsight, I'm like, you know, this whole not trying thing is a much better idea because women can see when you're trying, and to them it's all a cat and mouse game, really. And if they see you're trying your damnedest, they're like, putty in my hands, you know. But you notice that women will find you attractive if they see you as a challenge. It makes no goddamn sense, I know, but then again, most logic that women have doesn't make sense. And a lot of men will sit there and say that women are confusing, and a lot of women will say that men are confusing, you know what I'm saying? It's the same old argument. Same old fucking argument. See, by not trying, I control the rejection, so it makes sense in my own special reality, it does. But if I end up getting, if I end up get, if I end up getting a girlfriend in the near future, only time will tell. You know, there's just certain things in our destiny that are written for us before we are even born. We have no control over destiny, YouTube. That's just a given fact. Our destinies are written for us before we are even born. Well, anyways, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later.